Hey gamers, it's me, Jake, and today I'm going to talk about one of the longest running disappointments or jokes on the Xbox One, and that is the Halo Master Chief Collection. What I like to call the Master Shit Collection, by the way, because it fucking sucks. And you know how long it's been since that game came out? 4 years. 4 long years. That's how long it's been since the Master Chief Collection came out, with an unrealistic amount of hype in this great big E3 presentation where they're showing people how it's going to be these older Halo games just as they were on the original consoles, but on dedicated servers and with system link, and so the crowd got excited, and then it comes out, it's a rushed out piece of shit, and the crowd's let down. And that, along with stuff like No Man's Sky and whatnot, was like a great big wake-up call. All that and Watch Dogs, all that stuff happening around that time was a great big wake-up call to the industry. And now you're seeing more and more delayed games. And keep in mind, this game came out when the Xbox One was a relatively new console. And that was the year when a lot of games like Titanfall, COD Advanced Warfare, Alien Isolation, Puyo Tetris came out. And then the Halo Master Chief Collection was this disappointment and let down many gamers. It was buggy, unfinished, the online didn't even work day one. Yeah, the online didn't even work day one, and they didn't even port the Xbox version of some of these games. Like Halo 1 and 2 were actually ports of the PC version. And I think Halo 1 was based on the code base of the PC version, which was ported over to the Xbox 360 as Halo Anniversary, so even that has its weirdness from that. And so 343, after nearly 4 years of sitting around and doing nothing besides shitting out Halo 5 and a bunch of spin-offs and Halo Wars 2, which nobody plays, and doing nothing to finally update the Master Chief Collection and fix it, decided to actually finally do it. They finally decided to update and release like an updated version of the Master Chief Collection to add an Xbox One X support. During this time, they decided to patch a bunch of other things and change the online framework and beta test this new update for a while. And so these betas were a little rough around the edges, but in many ways it seemed better than the last updated version. And out of the blue, right before the game goes on Xbox Game Pass, gee, what perfect timing, they decided to release the update out for everyone on the Xbox. So it's been 4 years. Now that's enough time for Xbox One owners to either move on to other hip and trendy shooter franchises, or to pawn off their Xbox One for some weed money, or for buying a PS4 and some expensive gaming PC for playing games they'll run on a cheap piece of shit laptop or a cheap game console. Now by now, Halo is nothing more than a relic in gaming history. Just like Quake or Unreal Tournament and soon to be Call of Duty. Ever since 343 took over, they've run the franchise into the ground, and so the Master Chief Collection was hyped for this very reason. It was supposed to be a collection, a celebration of Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 with their multiplayers on the Xbox One. It wasn't supposed to be like the half-assed Halo Anniversary, where you got this, you got Halo 1 single-player remastered, but then they dropped the ball where they just gave you a Halo Reach map pack and some custom game modes for the second disc. No. They didn't do that with this. They gave you the full, like, Halo multiplayer experience for 1 through 4, along with the same idea with the whole Halo Anniversary's Reach map pack, where they did this Halo 2 Anniversary thing where it has some Halo 2 maps, and they're all remade and on the new engine, and it plays a bit different, so it's not really Halo 2, but at least they gave you Halo 2 Anniversary, I guess. Or like Halo 2 Anniversary, but with Classic as well. That's what they did, and it was a good idea on paper. Except there was one problem, and that was, it was such a disaster, and it sucked, that people just moved on to other games. And now they finally made this patch that supposedly fixes the Master Chief Collection. Well, let's ask the question, does this patch actually fix the Master Chief Collection? Well, let's talk about the good things about the update, and some of these are straight out of the patch notes. The update now moves the game to dedicated server matchmaking. Think like the first Titanfall did the same year this game came out, or the PC version of Black Ops 2 that came out in 2012. The game will do matchmaking, but the host is now in a Microsoft data center instead of some kid's Xbox using Wi-Fi in the middle of McDonald's or some shitty Section 8 apartment or council housing, as you guys call it in the UK. Now, this was promised 4 years ago. It also features a LAN mode now, finally. Something that was also promised 4 years ago. It features 4K support if you're rich and you spent $500 on an Xbox One, or just bought it with money obtained illegally through selling drugs or stealing shit or stuff like that. There are a few more details from the update notes, such as host migration being improved, the cross-game emblem feature actually working now because you actually see emblems for players instead of a generic one like on the old version, match lobbies supposedly staying together like they did in Reach, and a lot of bug fixes including Halo 2's fire rate being fixed and a few with Halo 1 as well. It also claims to have better load times. Now let's talk about the game itself and how it actually plays on a regular Xbox One made back in 2013. So first things first, some of the same issues from the original version are still here. Ping counters are absent still, but you can check the pings of your console to the data centers just like with Titanfall. Load times can still be long. People still quit the game, and there's still some minor bugs, even though the hit detection's been massively improved, making the gameplay experience better. But the dumbest thing they did, and I mean the dumbest thing they did that completely breaks the game, is they completely got rid of the vote system. They didn't even compromise by having a veto system. They got rid of the vote system. Now, even day one in the Master Chief Collection, when that game was still a buggy mess, you could vote for maps. You would get like a map and a game type, and what Halo game it was, you could see it, and you could vote for it. And you get 3 of them. There was sadly none of the above option like in Reach, but you could vote for these, and you could pick what you want. Now in Halo, like the Master Chief Collection after the patch, they've basically learned from the Infinity Ward School of Game Design, we would like you to play the game the way we designed and balanced it. That's what one of the guys at Infinity Ward said back when they were justifying how they jimped the PC version. And they've taken a page out of that book because they've completely got rid of the voting system. So, here's how it works now. You go in and you find a game and you get thrown into a match. Kind of like some of these other newer shitty multiplayer games where they gut features because they can. And you just hit the search button and you get thrown into a game mode you don't want to play in a game you don't want to play. I mean, it feels like a bad joke when you hit Social Slayer and you get thrown into a Halo fucking 4 lobby. And this happened multiple times. I wonder if this was some so-called social experiment designed to fuck with their player base by making them play Halo 4 of all games, the game nobody wants to play. Hey, at least when Halo 4 runs at 60 frames a second, it feels like the game it was trying to imitate, like Call of Duty. And at least Halo 4 looks nice and flashy, though it plays like Call of Duty. But the biggest issue with the Master Shit Collection and its removal of voting is this aggravates the quitting problem some more, and you can't go a single lobby without a quitter, it seems, at times. Furthermore, I've noticed a rise in idlers due to this, since they don't want to get quitting penalties, so they will just idle. Here's an idea for 343, though this is probably too intelligent for 343 because they seem to have the collective intelligence of insects, I guess. It seems that way with 343 because of how many times they keep making bad decisions. But here's an idea for them. Just let people join games in progress on social lobbies. It's not like they're ranked anyway, so it's not like you have to worry about, like, people quitting out of an MLG Pro Mountain Dew ranked match. I mean, Call of Duty and a lot of the other big shooters can do this. They'll let you join a game in progress, so you don't have your gameplay experience screwed up because half your team rage quit like in Halo. It seems like it's only a Halo problem because of this. Or any other game that does this shit in general. A big issue for those outside the USA is that there seems to be a region locking issue. And this seems to slam players in other regions hard like Europe or Japan or Asia or Australia. But since I'm from the Midwestern USA, it doesn't affect me one bit. Outside of the USA, though, if you read on the official Halo Waypoint forums, this is a massive issue because there are lots and lots of complaints that this game's unplayable. I can't find anyone to play it with because of region locking, and you'll hear people complain. And so I told a good friend who lives in the Honduras to avoid the Master Shit collection for this very reason. Matchmaking will also commonly drop you out of your party and go back to searching instead of holding everyone in the lobby like you'd expect. And so that feature's buggy. All in all, it fixes some issues, and it's much better, more polished, and more playable. And it's what it should have been in 2014. But at the same time, what the hell's with the removal of the voting system or the addition of the region lock? And these two big issues are game breakers. Only the former applies to Americans, and both issues apply to those outside of America. And furthermore, as the game ages, it'll get harder to find players, and Titanfall was never region locked. It would show you who's playing in other regions and let you join their games. Back when multiplayer games still had player counts before they hid them to mask the fact that their player bases were a joke. Remember during the peak of Halo or Call of Duty when Halo 3, Reach, or Call of Duty would proudly have these messages on the multiplayer menus that would be this huge counter of how many people are playing the game online. They used to have those because not only was it useful, but they could brag about this. And then once these numbers dipped, with COD Ghosts or Halo 4, they just got rid of these numbers entirely to try to cover up the fact that their game was a piece of shit. So if you live in America, definitely get this game for $20 since it approves some things. Don't pay any more than $20. But otherwise, it's unplayable outside of it. And either way, until 343 does something, you'll be dealing with playing Halo 4 once in a while. And nobody likes Halo 4. Oh, and I bet they'll get sidetracked again now since they said that, hey, look, they're considering porting Reach as well and adding it to the collection. Chances are it'll be paid DLC, which means nobody will buy it, and they'll fuck something up along the way too, since it's 343 we're talking about. And neither they nor the Halo fanbase seem to know what they want. Just look at the whole thing with the voting. Look at how they're reacting to the voting thing. They're like, oh my god, they're basically like, oh my god, I don't know if I want, some people are like, I want voting back, and you got other people are like, no, don't bring voting back, but I want to be able to veto. You're seeing this an awful lot with how Halo fans are reacting to the Master Chief Collection. And Halo's a dying franchise, it really is. That's all that needs to be said, gamers. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more. Oh, and here's one more thing I forgot to mention. Did you know that if you have an Xbox One, you can actually play all the Xbox 360 Halo games on your console, including 3 and Reach? That's right, you can play the original version of Halo 3 on your Xbox One, and you don't need to throw money down on the Master Shit Collection. And you can also play Reach, which is not in the Master Shit Collection, and probably won't be for a while until they release some butchered version of it. So yeah, you can actually play Halo 3 on your Xbox One and the original version too. So, yeah. You're wasting $20 on a game that has a lot of issues. So, yeah. I mean, if you want to play Halo 3, you can still play the original on your Xbox One, I'm just saying.